Well, the big story out of our nation's capital this week is the FBI raid on former President Donald Trump's home at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. According to documents unsealed by the courts, the FBI seized nearly a dozen sets of classified records. Here to help us break down what this could mean for the former president and the upcoming midterm elections is our political analyst, Michael Yaki. Good morning to you, Michael.
Good morning, Stephanie. And it's getting warm here, but it's really hot in Mar-a-Lago right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, right? So some analysts are saying that this raid could actually help the former president rally up his Republican base and his followers for a potential presidential run in 2024. Do you agree with that?
Well, first of all, it wasn't really a raid. This was a very orderly search. It wasn't a no-knock warrant. They didn't waken them at 5 in the morning in their pajamas. They got it as a matter of course during the day. The attorney was there to receive it, and it was a very meticulous, thorough search. But as has been found out more and more, and the drips and drabs are not really helping the former president at all. They had tried to negotiate this over a series of 15 months, including visiting Mar-a-Lago at one point, including a grand jury subpoena, which is sort of the next step before a warrant. And then, when a Trump lawyer essentially signed a document saying, this is it, this is all we got, and they found out that there may be more there, then you had the situation with the warrant coming in. So this is not really playing out the way that Trump and his fans would like to see it, which is, oh, this is terrible, let's defund the FBI, this was unprecedented. This was actually a very measured step-by-step process by the Justice Department to try and get these documents back, some of which were the most sensitive documents you could possibly have outside of a secure facility in the government.
Now, do you think that this could help, this whole discovery could help the president, or rather former President Trump, secure the nomination for 2024?
Well, I mean, he's obviously going to, he thrives off this, right? He thrives off the negative energy of others. The hate that he's out there, rousing some poor person who deluded or mad or whatever, who was at the January 6th insurrection, then goes to the Cincinnati FBI office and gets himself killed because of his support for the president. I mean, this is not something that he should be proud of, but he revels in it. He energizes himself off of it, making himself the object of grievance. The idea that he's been the target of the FBI for years, from when he was trying to deal with the attempt to leverage the Ukraine government against Hunter Biden, whether it's the January 6th insurrection, and now here, where just taking documents that you cannot look at outside of a secure government facility, documents that can have some of the most precious and powerful secrets of the United States Armed Forces. I mean, I don't know. He'll do whatever he can. Obviously, Stephanie, this is who he is. He is for himself. He's not for the country. And it's all about whether or not he can leverage any anger that's out there to support his bid to become president again.
We also learned this week that the former president is being investigated for potentially violating the Espionage Act, the fact that he has these documents. Your thoughts to that?
Well, first of all, he's out there, tweeting or whatever it is on Truth Social, saying, well, I have a standing order to declassify all these documents, which is A, kind of bizarre, B, probably not true, and C, no, you can't do it quite like that. And there's some documents, like nuclear secrets, you just can't take and declassify anyway. But the espionage doesn't turn on declassification. The Espionage Act turns on whether or not documents you have in your possession that could be injurious to our national security are basically left carelessly around or given to someone else. And part of the interesting motivation here is what was the motivation of Trump? This is someone who is very disinterested in the particulars of national security. He barely read the presidential daily briefing. He always asked people to show him pictures, because apparently he liked pictures rather than actual reading documents. He once tweeted a classified photo, which he said he then declassified, of damage at an Iranian nuclear facility that basically compromised how and when and what kind of quality our satellites had going on out there. I mean, this is a very interesting person in terms of his disinterest in the actual particulars. So why did he have them? Why did he have documents, and how did he get documents that can only be seen inside of a basically secure, super secure government security, where the type of security clearance you need is really restricted to a very few people in the federal government? What was he doing with them? Why did he have them? And the fact that he did, and if any of them had nuclear or access to any secret programs in the United States government, whether he declassified them or not, the fact that he left them laying around in the basement of Mar-a-Lago or in his bathroom or in his cupboard or in the safe is a per se violation of the Espionage Act. Now, whether they charge him or not, and this was just the final means to get all these documents back out of his hands, and that's something for Merrick Garland to decide. But without a doubt, just having these documents, if some of them rise in the level of our national security, is a violation of the Espionage Act, whether or not they were, quote unquote, air declassified or not.
All right, well, we're going to see what's going to happen in the coming days here. A lot of questions still unanswered coming out of this discovery. Thank you so much to KRON4 political analyst Michael Yaki for your time and insight this morning.
Thank you, Stephanie.